Tonight, Singapore celebrates the greatest culinary event of the year, the grand finale of MasterChef Singapore. 7 weeks ago, the world's toughest cooking competition came to our shores. The search for a champion began with over 700 passionate amateur cooks applying for a shot at the title.
Top 10. Awesome.
10 were rewarded with a coveted white apron. They were thrust into intense cooking challenges.
All hail the durian!
Testing their character.
I'm not gonna go down without fighting.
And a lifetime of cooking skills. Each week, the best survived, crafting dishes to die for. Last week, they faced the most imposing test, cooking for the mighty Marco Pierre White.
Chefs, the customers are walking through the doors.
Now, the best two home cooks battle for the title. Jen, the student with big dreams. She's been on a roller coaster of daring experimentation.
If you want to play safe, then you better go home.
Skirting close to disaster. While creating eye-catching dishes.
GENIUS. Genius.
And impressing the maestro himself.
One person really impressed me. That was Jen.
Zander. Fusion cooking is in his blood. His spicy chicken wings made him king of the kids. Then a cracking cake and a series of brilliantly conceived dishes.
I might just use this idea for my restaurant too.
Confirmed his title claims.
That was a kick in my mouth of flavor.
Thank you, Chef.
We have a new curry on our hands.
Yes.
Zander's Salak Green Curry. Well done, Xander.
Here, in the grand finale, both cooks will be giving it their all in the biggest moment of their lives. But only one will be crowned Singapore's Master Chef.
I'm in the finale, you know? Fighting it out against this crazy, crazy good competitor. The judges are there. The top 10 contestants are behind us, shouting for us. Like, I'm just gonna soak in this memory and this moment. I'm just gonna have fun.
Walking into the finale, I'm all strutting, like confidence, confidence, confidence. But honestly, inside, right, it's like freaking out inside.
This is it! Welcome to the finale of MasterChef Singapore!
The food style between Xander and Jen is actually very similar, so it's going to be, a very tight fight in the finale, to see these two come head on. So it's going to be interesting.
Take a moment and check out the trophy.
Wow.
Who wants it? Who wants it?
Me?
I do.
Right here.
I do.
At the end of the day, one of you will be holding it high in celebration at being crowned the first ever winner of MasterChef Singapore. Guys, does it get any better than that?
No, not at all.
That's it.
Jen, at the auditions, you were our youngest competitor. 8 weeks later, you have battled through, and here you are at the finale. What's going through your mind?
A lot of people told me, why do you want to go cooking? You want to have a future. And being in the finale, I show them that you don't have to be a doctor or a scientist to succeed in life. This is a success in life. Like, you show them, we show them.
You're following your passion.
Yeah, we're following our
That's the
passion.
difference.
That's the difference. And I'm happy doing what I'm doing. You may not be.
When someone says, I don't believe in you, you know what you do? You say, bring it on. Bring it on.
Xander, what does this opportunity mean to you, and is it going to totally change your life?
I think it absolutely will. And to be here now is surreal. It's a dream come true. Actually, as the weeks have gone on, I've allowed myself to dream and dream big. I know this is going to change me forever.
Jen, the most important question for the moment. How do you feel about going up against Xander?
Definitely a little intimidated. This risotto boy has proven himself. You know? I'm not a spice queen, I'm not a risotto boy, and I'm not a twirl king. So I'm just gonna be me and put myself on the plate. I think that my strengths are that I'm very creative, and that's how I want to win.
And Xander, what kind of opponent do you think Jen is?
Conceptually, her mind, the way she puts dishes together, all those elements, it's incredibly intimidating. I'm massively nervous to be competing against Jen on this one. You know what? I just got to make sure that I put on a good show. It's got to be a finale-worthy performance.
You guys are not only competing with each other today, you are massively competing against yourself. Your nerves, your anxieties, your fears. Let that all go. Cook what is authentic to you.
Jen and Zander, I have so much belief in the both of you because I've watched you grow from when you first started to where you are standing right now. Cook with the freedom of trusting yourself and from the heart.
I don't think we could have wished for two better cooks to be facing off than the two people standing in front of us right now.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you, chefs.
Claiming the title of MasterChef Singapore is already a massive incentive to win. But to spice things up even more, we have a winner takes all prize. There's a cash prize of $10,000, a book publishing deal with Marshall Cavendish that's worth over $60,000, a cold storage shopping voucher worth $2,000, Whirlpool and Ariston cooking appliances to the value of $5,000, $3,000 worth of KitchenAid appliances, and there's more. A Thermomix worth $2,000, and last, but by no means least, 3-month internships at Bjorn's Artichoke and Damien's Folklore.
Learning about all the prizes is very overwhelming and makes me want to just go all out now.
So, what do you have to do to score that prize?
Win.
Let me break it down for you.
Okay.
Right now, there's only one competitor and one challenge standing in your way, okay? But it's gonna be massive. You're gonna have to make this a cook of epic proportions. Today, you'll be serving up an Asian-inspired banquet.
Banquet. A banquet? Sounds like we have to cook a lot of dishes. It is the finale. It has to be grand. I'm okay with it. The problem is the time, guys. The time.
What an Asian-inspired banquet is. It encompasses actually every ethnicity in Asia. So when you cook for everybody. Put your heart into it.
Yeah.
You're required to put out a total of 5 dishes. The courses must include a meat, a fish, a vegetable, a starch, and a dessert. So we're giving you guys 2.5 hours to create the entire meal.
5 courses, 2.5 hours. Are they crazy? Come on.
You have full access to an open pantry throughout the entire cook. Once you're finished with each dish, you're required to bring it up on the front bench. Are you guys ready for this colossal final cook-off?
Zander always liked to play it safe, and I don't know if Simple is gonna win him the competition.
My approach of taking each dish maybe a little simpler will be my advantage over Jen. I think she could maybe bite off more than she can chew.
Remember, every course counts towards the big win, and your 2.5 hours starts now! 2.5 hours starts now!
My strategy today is, most importantly, the use of Asian-inspired ingredients for this Asian banquets are done cleverly and tastefully.
I have 2.5 hours and I have 5 dishes. So planning is really key here. You really have to be an octopus in the kitchen and juggle all 5 dishes at once. I'm making a duck confit with candied oranges. I know duck works well with oranges, works well with Chinese spices. So why not bring that all together using French techniques? So it shows off my skills and it also shows that I did think of my Chinese traditions to incorporate into this dish.
For my dessert, I'm going to go for an onde panna cotta. I want to get this one done quickly and in the fridge as soon as possible so that my panna cotta has time to set. I think for a good panna cotta, you need at least 3 hours. But I'm hoping that if I put it into the freezer straight away, time will be able to, come down drastically as well. Because I'm using the gelatin powder today. I was looking for the gelatin leaves in the pantry, but I wasn't able to find that. No time for tests.
Hello, Zander.
Hi, chef. How you doing?
Nice bright color. What is this?
So I'm going to be doing a take on onde, but I'm doing it with the panna cotta. I'm going to do a gula melaka sponge.
Is that ambitious, Damien?
Very.
It is ambitious, but I'm going for it today.
Any time to just go all out, it's today, right?
It's today, yeah. Thank you, chef. Sorry.
I see Xander doing onde dessert, but he's incorporating the Western and the local. It's a new concoction by him. I'm a bit concerned that it will not turn out as he wants it to be.
Is it going to have that sexy wobble like panna cotta should?
I'm hoping for that sexy wobble, not too hard.
What else are you going to do for us besides?
For my starch, I'm going to be going to do a carbonara. For my meat, I'm going to do a flank steak play on a chimichurri with Asian flavors.
Asian flavors.
I need to select my fish.
Okay.
Haven't done that bit yet.
Okay.
I'm going to do a lemongrass beurre blanc.
Great.
And then for my salad, I want something fresh. So I'm thinking fennel, I'm thinking zucchini, orange, soy, sesame.
We're excited.
Really good. Yep.
We just hope that all the flavors work well together.
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you. So actually right now I'm making my pasta dough because I want to get that made, rested, so that later on gets a little bit of refrigeration. So I'm trying to get a lot of those elements right now that take a little bit more time.
Plus, the time limit is really short and if you want to get everything done, you have to multitask. I'm making all the components of the duck confit and also the crab salad at the same time.
Jen,
Hi.
how you going?
I'm going
Oh, you're
okay.
doing crab.
Yes.
Yum.
Like crab salad, so it's going to be cold.
Cold crab salad.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
What else have you got? What are you doing with the eggplant?
It's a roasted eggplant with a Sichuan peppercorn yogurt sauce. And for the starch, it's the tabbouleh salad. I'm gonna add grains inside there. My dessert is a fig mochi, and then there's a mascarpone ice cream beside it. For the main, it will be duck confit and candied oranges.
Duck confit.
Yes,
And the time we've got?
2 hours.
Have you done it before?
I've done it 2 hours.
Well, you're definitely pushing yourself. So where's the duck? Is the confit on?
Yeah,
or
it's
you're salting it?
curing, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in really soon.
Make sure you do.
Yeah.
What sort of flavors have you got in your duck confit?
There's parsley, garlic, and star anise.
Okay.
So it's very Chinese. And for my candied orange, there's also cinnamon, star anise, and Sichuan peppercorns.
Okay. My biggest concern is that duck confit. Make sure it gets into the oven.
Like 5 minutes.
You got it. All right.
Duck confit, which is basically cooking duck in oil for a long period of time at low temperature. It takes a long, long time. So doing it is really risky.
So with Xander, he's doing an onde panna cotta.
Right. Which sounds great.
But we just don't know whether or not the flavors are going to come together harmoniously or they're going to clash.
Right.
He's got great ideas, but I worry a bit.
Oh, dear Jen.
Yeah.
She's doing duck confit.
Yeah.
Duck confit in this amount of time. The amount of time she needs in the oven is 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's cutting it so fine. You can't go overboard and be too adventurous either.
So this is not a traditional carbonara. I want to really showcase the Sichuan peppercorn, which is my Asian ingredient here, because it's really just such an underrated ingredient and really wonderful flavor. And I think it's going to complement really well in this dish.
So this is like a candied orange. It's quite technical. So 3 minutes in the boiling water, 3 minutes choking, 6 times. So it's a very long process. What this does is it keeps all the nice zesty flavors of the orange. It doesn't get lost in the water. And just make a simple syrup and pour over the oranges and sous vide the whole thing.
30 minutes have gone by. You have the last 2 hours to cook in this MasterChef kitchen. Come on, put everything into it. Come on.
I'm doing the dessert, so I have to make a red wine fig puree to make the mochi. For desserts, I'll be doing a Japanese-inspired wine and cheese dish. Do you use this?
Hold on to the silver side, don't let it move. Then
Huh? Oh my god.
your thigh, put it up. Between your thigh.
Between your thigh. Pull. Yeah. Yes.
I'm so scared of it. Oh god.
I'm a bit worried for Jen as her pace, she take it quite slow. She don't know how to handle the equipment, the gadgets, like opening bottles. That's what worries me.
Oh, seriously? Oh no, oh no, oh no. I get very flustered easily. You fail, you just pick yourself right up. So, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? The Asian influence is the mochi part of this dessert. So there will be a red wine fig mochi with a sponge cake, rosemary honeyed walnuts, and a mascarpone ice cream. It's actually like a salty, cheesy ice cream instead of a very sweet one. Very simple, just blending mascarpone, milk, condensed milk, and a good helping of salt, and just churning it in the ice cream maker.
Right now I'm doing my beurre blanc with lemongrass for my fish.
I'm guessing that Xander will be using a lot of Asian flavors and aromatics, subtle hints that, oh, these are flavors of Asia, but it's Western food. So that's kind of plot twist that Xander's going to bring today.
I next move on to the seafood. So I go ahead and I choose the red snapper. That's the one that I'm getting the best vibes from today. And I start the filleting process. I'm having a little bit of difficulty. I'm noticing some bones which are still in there. So this one is gonna take up a bit of time and I'm a bit angry about that.
I'm seeing things come together, but I'm also seeing some confusion. Let's start with Zander. He's working on his fish, so I think he's keeping pretty good time.
I think he's making good time here.
Yeah.
He's making good time.
Jen,
I'm worried. Come right out and say it, I'm worried. Seems like a lot of disjointed elements. I think she may be going a little bit too fine dining with things that are meant to impress.
but then again, you never know. Jen has this ability to surprise us.
And I changed my plans on the crab salad. I don't really have time to pick out all the little meat from that crab that I cooked. So I decide to go another route, still going with the theme of the French-Asian cuisine and doing a clam marinade. The clams today look much better than the mussels, so when the ingredients is better, then your food will also taste better.
Guys, this is the halfway mark. 75 minutes down, 75 minutes to go. It's the finale. Give everything you got.
Beautiful. The bacon is gonna be like the base flavor for the clam. And once the fat is all rendered out, then that porky flavor will be very nice. And saltiness also.
I'm moving on to my chimichurri sauce right now. I think definitely thyme is the one that we're all working against today. For this Asian-inspired chimichurri, I want to have some anchovy fillets to give it like, a beautiful sort of hit of saltiness. So I want to get that to be a really nice, vibrant, and just zingy sauce that's going to complement my meat.
Guys, you got 1 hour to go. We want an Asian-inspired feast that would fit the finale.
Cooking my steak with 1 hour to go because I want to give it adequate time to rest.
Xander, do you think it's too early for the steak? I think it'll get cold and not nice. Are you sure it's not left for the end? You can marinate your steak longer, give more flavors.
I'm not going to let it mess with me. I'm sort of thinking of some stuff which I can throw back at her. It's going to happen.
Hi, Jen.
Hello.
How are you going? Are you on track?
Yeah, so the clam is done.
Okay. All right.
So the duck is actually looking really good. So I'm just gonna leave it until the end.
What's your starch gonna
Actually,
be?
the tabbouleh salad, I'm gonna add grains inside there. The eggplant is the vegetable.
There's your Asian component there.
There's not much Asian going on.
Why?
I don't know. I'm getting like Middle Eastern vibe from it.
Well, that might be a risk then, huh?
Yeah, I know.
All right, we better leave you to it because you've got a fair bit more to go, huh?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck, Jen.
Thank you. Rice is a bit boring at this point of the composition. I wanted to change it up. So I decided to go with quinoa and also amped up the flavor profile by using some Moroccan touches inside there, like dried spices, raisins, and pine nuts, and a lot of chopped herbs.
Hey, Jen.
Yes.
Hey, I'm actually just moving on to making some fresh pasta right now. So if you want to come over and take a look, I'll teach you.
You little I can't fight with the Italian king, you know. I'm just glad you're not making risotto this time.
I'm just so amazed how calm they seem, you know. It must have been all this training, right?
Both of them have completely different styles of cooking. In terms of fusion, I think Xander nailed it. But in terms of how the food is delivered to the eye, then I think it is Jen.
That's doing good. I'm gonna use the duck fat to put on some of the salads.
I'm moving on to my vegetables now. I think my seafood is a bit of an area of concern, but I'm not giving up. There's no chance, you know?
Zander,
Hi, chef.
little birdie told me that you've run into a few complications with your fish dish. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. When I filleted them, I'm not particularly happy with the way they've come out.
Okay, there's belly bones.
Yep.
There's fin bones.
Yep, that's right.
You're almost there. I don't think you should give up on it, to be honest.
Okay.
Got a V.
Okay.
Oh,
all
God.
right.
Fish and beurre blanc, good match.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah?
See you, chef.
Keep going, yeah?
Thanks, chef.
Since this is a banquet, there should be more meat. I'm gonna pan-sear the duck breast and serve it alongside the duck leg.
Guys, eat this! 30 minutes to go!
It's all or nothing right now. I'm going with the fish. Okay, I've spent too long on that sucker.
Gentlemen, no one has finished any of their dishes.
You know, if each dish takes 2 or 3 minutes to plate, you multiply that by 5 dishes.
Yes.
That's good 15, 20 minutes. They've got just under 30 minutes. Are they about there?
The mochi is a bit too tough, so I'm just gonna fry the mochi so that it has a more softer interior.
Nice, very nice.
I do my pasta, pan fry my fish, plate my dessert. To be honest, I think I've left it pretty late, but I think I can do it.
Guys, I am standing at the front bench. It's a pretty empty bench at the moment and not a single dish to be seen. You've got about 20 minutes. You need to chop. Come on, push, guys. This is the finale. It's a pretty empty bench. You've got about 20 minutes. Chop. Come on, push, guys. This is the finale.
Taste it.
I'm happy with the steak. It's been rested well. I think I cooked it just nice.
Xander, first dish down. 4 to go for Xander and 5 to go for Jen.
Here she comes.
Oh, that's a big plate of starch.
That's 10 minutes to go. We want an Asian-inspired feast. I see a famine. There are only 2 dishes on the table.
Jen just brought up a dish. Now she's got 2 dishes. Xander's got 1. Ooh, here comes Xander. Carbonara. How good does that look?
I can't wait to tuck in.
Good job, Jen.
5 minutes to go. Come on.
Woo! Come on. Good job, Xander.
Good job, guys. Come on, push.
You got a bit quick already.
Okay, good job.
Yes, Jen. Good.
The dressing that I'm going to use, it's a very classic combination. Soy sauce, honey, fresh lime. I know that my dish is going to be a little simple in comparison to Jen's. But then again, I just want to plate stuff which I know tastes good.
Come on, final dish, guys.
In the last few minutes, I'm scrambling around trying to get everything on the plate, trying to make it look nice. It was quite a delicate tower of dessert.
Go. Careful, Jen.
I can't look.
Good job. It's okay.
It hasn't set as expected. I'm a bit concerned because it doesn't look good on the plate like that. So I decided to change up my plating and hope that the flavors, at least, are all very good.
Clean your plate, Jen. Clean your plating.
Okay.
Look what you can take.
Faster, you guys. Look, 12 quickly.
Final touches. it. Let's go. Push on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Down to your last 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Our finale is definitely a celebration of Singapore home cooks as we get to feast on 2 5-course banquets.
Say the word feast, my mouth starts to water. I mean, what do we want out of a feast?
So it should be like a family meal, you know, good spread of everything.
But my bottom line is, it's got to be delicious.
Deliciousness trumps all.
Are you both ready?
Definitely.
Because I sure am.
In anticipation.
For my banquet, I am confident in my flavors. Everything on the plate is there for a reason.
Hello, Xander.
Hi, judges. There's a subtlety that I like to use when it comes to plating and food and flavors. If I have a chance today, it's going to be on my flavors.
Zander, what's the inspiration behind the dishes and the banquet you've created for us today?
I've taken Italian as well as some French classic techniques, but I've still drawn on Asian ingredients. Actually, not just one particular cuisine, but little bits and pieces from everywhere, which I think is a perfect representation of the food that we have here in Singapore.
Because Dad's Chinese, yeah?
Yes, he is.
Does that Chinese part of you sort of play a big part in your cooking?
It does, you know, because once in a while, I'll sort of track down an auntie, you know, to get a recipe. They're really special dishes, and I just don't want them to get lost.
All right. Tell us what you've got.
To start, we have a flank steak with an Asian-inspired chimichurri. I use a lot of coriander in here, fresh chili, garlic, and I've also included some anchovies in there. Not typically an Asian ingredient, but I wanted that salt element and kick to be there for the chimichurri. For the starch, we have a classic take on a fettuccine carbonara. I've used the Sichuan peppercorns.
You have any pork product in this?
No, not for this one.
Guanciale, bacon,
no,
pancetta?
I didn't want to do that, so I decided, okay, I'm just going to hero the Sichuan pepper in this one. Yeah.
Okay.
For the seafood today, I've done a pan-seared red snapper on a lemongrass beurre blanc. For my vegetables, I've done thinly shaved fennel with a soy and honey dressing. For my dessert, I've done a pandan panna cotta with a gul melaka sponge.
Definitely a fair bit of Asian influence in the delivery, actually.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zander. We're going to taste your dishes now.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
At the end of the day, it all comes down to flavor. Is it something that you want to keep eating? You just can't help yourself. You know what? I feel like my dishes will do that. I really believe it. I mean, I'm confident in my flavors.
There's a certain color coordination going on. Everything seems to be very spread out. Nothing's really built up, you know?
But it's a very zen aspect of Zander, don't you think? He heroes the product, and that's what I see here. I'm actually very excited about this.
You know what? Then we should start with
Shall
that
we go?
first.
All right, okay.
Oh, thank you.
A little bit for you.
Yes.
A little bit for you.
Thank you.
And a whole lot for me. Wow.
Nice long strands, not broken into short bits.
Darn good pasta. It's simple. I have the undertones of the Sichuan peppercorns. He hasn't kind of overpowered it, because Sichuan peppers can be very overpowering. This guy can start his own pasta shop. Seriously.
Very subtle. Very, very subtle. Texture of the pasta is al dente. It's pillowy, but it's not soft. And I think that's the best compliment that I can pay to a plate of fresh pasta.
Absolutely.
Let's try the beef. There you go.
Thank you.
Flank steak is not an easy cut to cook, but he's done well here. Great flavor. Flank steak, you don't want to mess around with it. Chimichurri is great, but just a little bit overpowering, so you lose the flavor of the steak. But it's got a great Asian flavor because the anchovies that is used is almost like hameen.
Ah,
So that hits the spot.
all right. This chimichurri, for me, it's the bomb.
I second that.
Perfect dish for me.
Got good depth, you know.
Mm.
Let's try the fennel.
Sure.
Thin like a carpaccio.
Oh, nice. I like the look of that.
I'm waiting for the judges to taste my food, and I'm just so tired. I'm exhausted after that cook, and I couldn't have done any more. Of course, I'm nervous about what the judges think. I just hope we find out soon.
I seldom get emotional with vegetables, okay? But because of how thin they are cut, or the fact that they've been left to sit there in that marinade, the flavors have really penetrated and integrated very, very well.
It's flavorsome. The soys come through, the honeys come through. This kid knows how to cook.
That fennel looks so simple, but it delivers so much more that the eye cannot see.
Let's try the fish.
Oops.
Dear, oh dear.
That was one mouthful.
2 bones.
2 bones.
You know, someone who's not been taught to eat fish with bones would have 2 bones in their throat already. So that's not good. Skin's crispy, but the beurre blanc, it's perfect.
Wow.
Be careful with the fish here.
I will. I think you were a bit unlucky.
Yeah.
Mine's bone-free. You're right, that beurre blanc has a hint of lemongrass. It's beautifully made, smooth, it's silky, works with the fish really well.
I love how it, you know, just emphasizes one Asian ingredient. I think we see that in all the dishes here.
Yep. All right, dessert?
Definitely.
Let's go.
Look at that. Bright green. Does this look like a panna cotta to you?
I don't know, I've got no words for it. Let me try this. If I turn into the Incredible Hulk after eating this,
I'll
forgive me,
run.
okay? This is not only a day, okay? There's not enough gula melaka. The panna cotta has become a little bit too sweet. So it's become really overpowering. And the two of them, they just don't go well together.
A good panna cotta, to me, should have a sexy wobble, you know?
Not.
I don't know how you're going to spin this. This is liquid, you know? Sorry, not a fan. Not a fan, right? If this was sold to me in any other way, fine. But I know, because we've been told, that it's a panna cotta inspired by Onde Onde.
Yep.
And on that note, no go.
So a little disappointed in this one. To summarize, I think, you know, Xander delivered his style of food with very subtle Asian flavors through it. For him, it's all about produce. And that's the way he cooks, and that's the way he dines.
All the sacrifices I've made to get to this point. After work, every night I go home and I cook and I research and I experiment in that kitchen. And even just to reach the finale is a massive tribute. And I'm just happy that it's kind of come to this.
So here's Jen with her 5-course banquet.
Going to tasting, I'm pretty confident in what I've put out with me, chefs. But at the same time, I'm really afraid that I did not meet the criteria of implementing enough Asian flavors.
Jen, tell us about your banquet.
All these cooking techniques are very French and very Middle Eastern. But there are components or like ingredients in there that is Asian. For the duck confit with seared duck breast and also candied orange. But for the orange, I've infused a lot of cinnamon and star anise and ginger. So those are very Asian flavors. And for the vegetable dish, it's a roasted eggplant with a Sichuan peppercorn yogurt sauce. So it has like that mala kind of feel to the yogurt, and some orange zest and some mint powder. It's a very like simple and light salad. Yeah. And for the starch, you have a very curvy quinoa salad. It's very Moroccan style. So this one, I would say that it's more leaning towards Indian spices because there's a lot of cumin, paprika, coriander seeds and fennel seeds inside there. And this is family, but the Asian like essence in it is the lemongrass and the chili, ginger, garlic. And I've added some fennel because it's very aniseedy, it's very nice with seafood.
The flavors of those Asian elements, aromats that you used across all the dishes, is it subtle?
I think I'm trying to not make it overpower the original dish, right? But it's more like a complementary kind of taste, like an undertone. My main inspiration is just me on a plate because these are things that I love to eat.
What about your dessert?
Yes. So of course the dessert is not here because there's an ice cream component. So I'll just explain to you. It's a red wine fig mochi, and there's a very fluffy sponge cake at the bottom with the mascarpone ice cream on top with fresh fig and also some rosemary honey walnuts. This was inspired by wine and cheese, and these are the things my parents and I love to eat. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen.
I'll leave you to a wonderful meal. Thank you. A master chef is someone who do whatever it takes to get to the top. I deserve to win because of my tenacity, to really want to impress and do well and succeed.
Gentlemen,
Yes.
you know what? It's a very generous feast that lays before us.
I mean, it is, on top of being a physical feast, also a feast for the eyes, isn't it?
Exactly.
The things just pop. There's vibrant colors, there's color contrast. I love that.
Yeah. Shall we?
Yep.
All right. Let's try the eggplant.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, don't forget some of that. Thank you. This is my kind of dish.
I mean, there are at least like 15 ingredients in there.
Right.
Everything seems kind of heavy. I think this is like to lighten everything.
This meal
Yeah.
looks like a perfect reason for something like that.
This. Yeah.
Oh, I can smell it. Smoky bacon.
Wow.
You know what? I'm gonna hold on that, and I'm gonna start with this. What's really missing for me with the eggplant are the spices. That Sichuan peppercorn actually doesn't really kick in, but you know what? I mean, it's tender, it's still juicy.
Well, I think you have to eat it with a lot of yogurt. That's the only way to kind of taste the flavor.
I'm gonna ask you guys one question. After you've eaten that, you've let it settle, what's the overwhelming flavor on your tongue?
Bitter orange.
Orange.
In a waiting room, I'm pacing up and down, thinking through about what I did wrong, what I did right. And, I do believe that I do have the chance, but in the end, it's not up to us. It's up to the judges. It's anybody's game, really. So it's just like a long, anxious wait.
That quinoa carb dish, quite brilliant, isn't it?
Big punch of flavors. We told Jen, focus on flavors. This delivers.
Pack loads of flavor. Delicious. The spices are very subtle. It's fresh. It's so fresh.
Okay, let's try these clams.
I mean, it looks good.
You know what's strange? I'm not getting the lemongrass.
And yet we see it, huh?
But that's bizarre, right?
We can see the lemongrass, but it hasn't been cooked properly to infuse the lemongrass flavors through it.
Imagine on a rainy night, big steaming pot of clams with all these aromatics and bacon.
Couldn't ask for anything more.
Oh, like the use of bacon. Adds a smokiness that you don't otherwise associate with a wet dish like that.
When I joined MasterChef, I was still very naive. My ideas are very scattered all over the place. And as the competition progressed, I learned to be focused and put all those ideas into an orchestra that is very well composed.
So this is supposed to be a duck confit? Smells good. That's a really good roasted duck leg. I don't know if I'll call it a confit.
Yeah.
The breast is perfectly cooked. You can see that blush of pink there. The orange by itself is very bitter. But when you put that with the duck breast together, it becomes fragrant, it becomes floral.
Brilliant. Brilliant. If I put this and this together, it's kind of like a match made in heaven.
This is, for me, the best part of the entire meal. All right, next up, dessert. You know what I love about Jen's meal? She met the brief of a banquet. Don't you think? What a joyous meal she's put in front of us. Wow, 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 wow. God, visually, doesn't it look spectacular?
It looks like it could be a picture and put it up on the wall.
Yes.
A little bit unevenly cut on this one. I got one very small one here and one large one. I don't know if it's the same one on your side.
Yeah, same.
Pretty as a picture. Now for the taste test. Actually comes together really well. It tastes quite beautiful together.
It's mochi. It's exactly like nian gao.
Yes! I'm kind of glad that fig and red wine didn't come through so strongly, because that's the oriental element.
You know, when you eat dessert, you think sweet, right? But the salt really works. It really, really works.
Jen's meal. Right. Typical Jen fashion. I loved seeing her personality again in the food.
Right.
She gave us generosity. She gave us a visual feast. She gave us a very interesting meal. One that I will definitely remember.
I'm just feeling a sigh of relief, like it's finally over. You know, there's no more scrambling, there's no more craziness. You know, you can finally relax. I'm really twisting everything, twisting my fingers, twisting my toes, just hoping that they will see the MasterChef in me.
My friends, we've tasted both banquets. Now we've got a really difficult decision.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the toughest one yet, yeah. Trying to decide who cooked a better feast.
And who is our MasterChef?
Yeah. At the end of the day, you know what I believe? It comes down to who made the feast that we would go back for a second time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Today, two home cooks, both passionate and creative in the kitchen, came head-to-head in a monumental finale challenge. Guys, we are so extremely proud of everything you both have showed us here in the kitchen. And we can only imagine how much prouder your families will be of each of you. Why don't we ask them in person? Welcome, family!
Seeing my family, I'm like, yay! You guys finally got to see what I've been talking about. And having my family stand with me during judging, it's just like another layer of pressure of wanting to win.
Welcome, welcome to the MasterChef kitchen. I see a lot of pride on your faces. Jen, we'll start with you. Who's here today?
My mom and dad and my older brother, David, Cecilia, and Brian.
David's got this plastered grin on his face as though he's so proud of his daughter.
Yeah.
Xander, tell us who you've got here today.
So, believe it or not, I actually have only half of the contingent here today. So I have my mom, Carrie, my older brother, Hayden, younger brother, Raphael, two sisters, Paulina and Abigail.
Wow.
Yeah. It's always good to have my mom here. You know, she's always been like my biggest fan. She's always told me that I can do it. You know, she believes in me.
All right, guys. Today is all about choosing a winner. You cooked us a 5-course banquet fit for a grand finale. Jen, as a banquet, it was an amazing feast for the eyes. We love the infectious energy you bring to the kitchen, and you infused all of that into your cooking today. Zander, you cooked a deceptively simple array of dishes. As restrained as they were, you achieved a refined elegance in your flavors.
The three of us sat at a dinner table and we wanted a feast. We wanted to be very, very fulfilled. And I think that you guys hit the nail on the head with what you cooked.
When you brought the dishes to the table, I think you blew all our minds away. Not just with creativity, but with heart. And you could feel it when you ate the dishes. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you know what? It could not have been a closer call. So, congratulations. Xander, you're the first ever winner of MasterChef Singapore!
I am the first winner of MasterChef Singapore. Who would have guessed that? I can't believe it. I'm in shock.
Kudos to Zander. I do really respect him, based on his skills and his flavors and his, amazing meal.
It's been one hell of a journey this past 8 weeks. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, but at the end of it, what can I say? Thank you, and I'm Singapore's first MasterChef. So happy. I mean, I'm beyond words. I don't know what else I can say right now. It's my passion, it's my love, it's all I dream about, and I just couldn't be happier right now.
This is Sharon.
MasterChef!